Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Morning Essence Connection for April the 9th. We had a little bit of a break yesterday. It was a beautiful day. I was doing a lot of things with cows. They were finding our field, and I was going and introducing myself. I have some video of that, which I might share as well. But here we are. It's drippy, rainy, yucky. So no point looking at the bird feeders because there's not a bird in sight. So here we are, week 3 of cycle 3. Cycle 3 is all about nurturing empowerment and self-esteem. I keep talking about the seed of the self, the little diamond in the solar plexus, being aware of everything that is within that, being that which we know of ourselves, that which we claim for ourselves. As I've said so many times, the seed of the self needs to be non-GMO. Not to say that other people's perceptions of me may not resonate, that they're, or sometimes a reflection from somebody else might be a remembrance of something about myself that I forgot. But still, it's the claiming of the self. And I was thinking, as I was coming into this, I put on Robert Haycockson. I think this one is Crystal Silence 3 again. And I don't know what it was this time when it started to play. It just wormholed me back. Now it's funny, it stopped playing. To a time half my life ago. And I felt what it felt like to be in that time. I remember this was in Toronto. Connor was a baby. Things were challenging with his father. It's like the energetic of that, the feeling of being in that time. The music just took me right back there. And it was this remembrance that we're so different in so many different times in our lives. There is the essence which carries us through, but sometimes it's about, who was I? And this is very much inner child work. Who was I as a toddler? What was the energy of that? As when I went to school and was with my peers, what was the sense of myself in that? When I was in my 20s and just starting to embark on my life, who was the me that I was then? And all of it is sort of exploring that calibration of where was my authenticity? What were the things that I negotiated away that might have been important to me? All of this contributes to, I think, that nurturing of empowerment and self-esteem, to be able to visit all of these eyes that I was, and dialogue, have compassion, perhaps some understanding, to know what was prioritized then, perhaps misguidedly, and to be able to pull all those parts of self back into the fold. So that's a little bit of what I was thinking about this morning on this rainy, rainy day. Going to do a bit of a shuffle. I'm desperately trying to keep these under 10 minutes, which has not been happening lately. Let's see what we have. Ivy. can see it's interesting. If you look very closely, it looks like she's on a tomb and there's a Celtic cross. And that seems to speak to, that which needs to be left in the ground, left in the dirt. Yesterday I pulled Bleeding Heart, and that was about grief, and this might be, perhaps what needs to be left to rest. But I also see more from an Om perspective. Ivy finds a way, and there is a support to Ivy as well. I've come across some, this tree here, which I think this tree is dead. There's not a leaf on it, but the ivy, which the thought is that the ivy is the thing which kills it, but the ivy is the thing which holds it in place, providing, much needed cover for the birds to get out of the rain. And so in the loss, in the grief, from the bleeding heart of yesterday, that which needs to be released, the ivy perhaps comes and holds things in place. It says here, how can you grow in a situation without losing roots? This is about being grounded in the material in the body, even when to do so is painful. That when we experience great grief, and I've had this experience, it feels like your atoms go flying in all directions, and ivy brings it back, it holds it in place. And so, even in this image, of the Celtic cross there, if it's cracked and broken, it's, what it is? It's like nature's kintsugi. It's going to hold it all back into place. So take a moment to breathe in, to drop into essence, to think about the you that you were through the different ages and stages of your life. Maybe there were times in there when you were shattered, and what is it that kept you in place? What held you through those times? What provided the grounding in the shattering? And if you can put a word to what binds you, what holds you, what supports you, what grounds you, a value, something of meaning, a belief that you have. My dad used to say all the time, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And I held on to that for a long time until things happened that it's like, this is not passing. This is it. But then something else comes in. So what holds you in place, grounds you and supports you when you have shattered? And take a breath into that. And may you be both of the earth and of the stars, the ivy that binds those together, rooted in the earth, reaching for the stars. May you know yourself to be the healing magic that lies between. May you be held and supported today and every day. I will see you tomorrow.